the podcast that's truly designed for you and yours, man. What's good, y'all, man? I'm back. Just wanted to say what's going on real quick. Tap in with a new episode. This episode, we're going to jump right into it. This episode is called Being the Best You. All right, so as y'all see, there's been like, sometimes I take a hiatus, sometimes I haven't, sometimes I'm consistent, sometimes I'm not. This is all transparency here. And the real reason why is because I'm going through my own journey right now, just being the best version of me. And that's honestly what it is. I have a issue with podcasters that get on a platform and honestly give people advice and they don't even take their own advice, or they don't live the life that they're actually saying that they actually do. Me, I'm not that type of person. If I say it, I mean it. And also, I want to live it out as well. So I had to take some time back because morally, some of the things, the advice that I was giving you guys was really good, crazy good gems. But in certain areas of my life, I just wasn't living it myself. And that right there, man, that's for me, it's a conflict of interest. But also, I'm a very transparent person. And I wanted to be very transparent with y'all and to be honest and true with y'all about how I am as a person in general. So that way, everything that I'm saying to you guys can resonate because it's coming from a true place. Not because I just want to help you guys, but also because I'm actually helping myself. And that's the key that I'm learning now. I was trying to do so much for everybody, right? Trying to please everybody. Trying to, be there for everybody. And the main person I was neglecting the whole time was myself. And I wasn't able to be there for everybody because I wasn't even being there for myself. Something I seen on some site was the fact that people kind of get it twisted when we saying that we're pouring into other people's cups. Most of us think that we just have a half full cup and we're supposed to pour into other people. And that's not actually how we're supposed to operate. We're actually supposed to operate by pouring into other people's cup as overflow, right? So meaning that I have enough in my cup for myself, and then I have an abundance of overflow that I can now allocate and pour into different people's cups. And that's from anybody. And y'all know me, man. I love my children to death. Noni and Nas is literally the reason why I started this podcast. I even realized too, if I can't even pour in their cups sometimes because I don't have anything to pour, which also will hurt some of my parenting skills in some aspect, right? Like I would be a little more snappy, or I wouldn't have as much patience, right? Or I don't know, even to be honest with you, like some of the conversation that we have may be coming from like a skewed thought process or ideology because I don't have anything in my cup. I was running on fumes, to say the least. And so I had to take a step back and realize, Salim, you got to put yourself first, right? Life has forced me to think about myself, right? And I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for everything that's been happening in my life. I know that sometimes we look at weird situations or turmoil or disagreements with other people as a bad thing. And sometimes they may kind of be, but in some cases, honestly, things that happen in your life, what I'm learning now is honestly, God may be protecting you from something, right? And I think that's what God is doing with me right now. There's certain people in my life shouldn't be in my life. There's certain situations or groups that I should be around that I was trying to be around that I shouldn't be around. There's a certain lifestyle that I was living that actually I shouldn't have been living, right? And I think now all of those things are coming in fruition, and God is literally, when I say blowing up the world as I know it, legit, so I can start anew, that's literally what he's doing, right? And I'm so appreciative, and I see it now. At first, I was so rebellious, which would make me act out or would make me feel not worthy or sad or just confused. And I'm not saying that some of those feelings still don't happen. I'm a human, right? But what I am saying though is that it's okay. Sometimes when we're going through the roughest seasons of our lives or seasons, you know what I'm saying? Like multiple, back to back to back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? Feel like you in a fight with Mike Tyson, bro. And you haven't trained for the fight. And I'm talking about prime Mike Tyson, not Jake Paul Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it feels like you getting beat up in that mug. You feel what I'm saying? But it's God's way of protection. It's God's way of forcing you to grow. And I think, and that's my honest belief, right? Like I'm truly thankful for everything that I'm experiencing. Even though this is rough, it's battle, it's a bruise, it's a betrayal, it's a lot. But what it is though is I'm sure that it's beauty within in this mess, right? And I'm starting to see a new found version of myself that's happy with myself and who I am as a person. And I could care less how other people think of me because I know the work that I'm putting in. I know who I am as Salim Collins as a person, as a father, as a friend, as a brother, as a son, as a cousin, as a friend. And I am proud of that at this moment. Do I got a long way to go? Absolutely. But that's life. We always learning. So look, let's get right into it. I'm gonna help you. I'm a kind of guide y'all because I know a lot of people probably feel how I feel. You just kind of lost. You know, you a good person, but you definitely got flaws with you. You feel me? And it's also like you mean well, but sometimes your execution you just don't execute right. You know what I'm saying? Like meaning well and executing and doing it are two different things, and I'm realizing that and learning that now, right? So some things that I just been doing on this journey, a whole bunch of isolation, honestly. Like I've been away from everybody, right? Like everybody, even my guy Sunk. Like me and him ain't connected in a minute to do a podcast because I just been isolated in my own, trying to not seek help from other people as much other than a therapist, but like not projecting other people's thoughts of me on myself. If that makes sense. Basically what I've been trying to do is sit with myself. Write down, Celine, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And be super vulnerable with myself to actually take accountability of things that I'm not good at and things that we need to immediately start to implement a plan. Not just say, oh, I want to be better, and then and don't have a plan to do it, but actually execute. Have the plan to execute. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So that's I'm, I'm sorry, y'all. We Hey, look, you know it's a podcast. Keep it rolling. I told you that stick was gonna fall. I told you, bro. No, we ain't even gotta cut it. I said that stick was gonna fall, bro. Hey, y'all got a little something, bro. I swear y'all got a little something. Hey, but look, so what I'm saying was like literally though, man, like you can't say that you want to be a better person and not be a better person. Intent is really good, but execution is what gets it done. And so for a long time, I was saying my intent has always been in the right place. I will say that. Nobody can ever take that away from me. I know for a fact my intent is always good for everybody to get along, for every party to have an agreement. Even if that's agree to disagree, is still that's always my main focus, to never harm anybody, never rough anybody the wrong way, rub anybody the wrong way, and always just kind of keep peace. Sometimes execution just may not happen like that. So. But the things that have been helping me as a good person, let's go ahead and start. Number one, I've been reading this book. And I've read this book actually twice now, cover to cover. It is called Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. When I tell y'all, this book was so profound, bro. And so needed for me. If I'm being honest, and I'll be vulnerable here, I am a person that do a lot of things for a lot of people, right? I always try to help. I'm always trying to be a team player, whatnot. But I realized something that I couldn't see. I had an ego within me, right? I did want to help people and like helping people from the goodness of my heart. But it also, let's be honest with you, there was some self-centeredness involved with me helping people. And it was because of the fact that it made me feel good. And sometimes me feeling that, oh, I helped somebody today, I'm such a good person thing was more important than me actually helping the person. And that's wrong, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, because if I really dig deep into the layers of it, I'm like, I'm really only doing this for my own satisfaction of me telling myself because I did this particular thing for somebody else and I kind of received nothing out of it, monetarily or whatever, I'm a good person. And it's like, I'm not selfish and I don't have an ego. And it's like, no, bro. The root of it is that you did it so you can get this feeling of, oh, I am a good person, or this feeling of, I don't know. It was just selfish. And I know it's hard for me to articulate it, I guess. But it's one of them things, if you know, you know. The people that do that, y'all know what I'm talking about. And we got to fix that, guys. It's now my brain and how I think and my way of learning and all these things are vastly different. I'm coming from such a non-ego base, right? And I think, let me run back. I think the real reason why I was doing that because I knew there were other things in other areas that I sucked at and I wasn't a good person in. Like, I'm a good person in these areas, but in these areas, oh, I got some skeletons in that closet, bro. And I had to face them. And I was trying to be such a, I don't know, a helper, right? Or try to be non-selfish and do for everybody else to overcompensate from the parts of me that were really ugly. Just being honest. You know what I'm saying? And that's what type of accountability and awareness and self-awareness that I'm on nowadays. Like, bro, I am, like, when I say wholeheartedly, y'all, I'm on the quest to be the best human being that I can be. Not the best human being possible. That's where I was messing up at. I was always trying to compare myself to other people or highlight reels or whatever that you see on Instagram or TikTok and thinking these people have it all together. And they don't. And they don't. And they don't, bro. Like, so you can't use your frame on anybody else, right? You got to make goals and a mindset based off of you as a person solely and no one else, bro. Like, no one else. It's just you. And that's what I've been doing. I literally have just, let me close my eyes. I'm going to show y'all in real time. This is what I do. I breathe. I get very still. And then I'm imagining now who and what is the best version of Salim that I see. What's the best thing possible that I can do for myself and my family? What does that person look like physically, right? How does that person physically look? Okay, how does that person dress? What kind of walk do they have? What's their diction? How do they speak? What kind of characteristics did this person displays on a day-to-day basis when somebody's looking or not looking? And then I also see now what boxes that I currently, at this current state, what boxes do I check? Okay, got it. Now what boxes do I need to check? And then we find out our list of things we need to work on. Open my eyes, take a second, thank God for the clarity, and go do it. And that's exactly what I do every single day, y'all. And it's been working. It's been working, man. Like I'm like smiling based off of just the real joy and peace that I have. Do not get me twisted. Do I have bad days? Yes. Do I lose my cool sometimes? Yes. But do I do it for the world to see on sneaky things on Instagram? No. Do I do it to the person that honestly probably deserves it? No. Do I do it to do I put it on my kids? No. Do I put it on anybody? No, I don't. This is my stuff. It's my things to deal with. How somebody else reacts or how somebody else acts or whatever, it has no bearing on me. Like, you can be a goofy. I'm not going to be that, right? This is how I'm leading. I'm leading in love, right? Either you with it or you're not. And that's what I realized with everybody. I'm talking about from nobody's exempt from that. Nobody. I want peace in my life, right? I want understanding in my life. I want all of these great things in my life. Now, understand that life, bro. Like, I'm still human. Like, you run up on me with smoke, I'm gonna punch your face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get beat up. Like, that's a fact, bro. Like, don't get me twisted now. But at the same time, I'm talking about this internal fight that I'm fighting. at this point I always say I got alter egos. I'm fighting Salim. Salim is the good version, and I'm fighting Lean, and Lean my alter ego, and he lean with the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. Like anybody know me, and depending on where you met me at in different points of life, lean coming out right now. Like you can kind of see my demeanor change. Lean that. You know what I'm saying? I'm there. That's lean. But I realized that I was letting lean control way more of my life than Salim did. And honestly, the real true version of it and what y'all looking at on a day-to-day basis, this is Salim. I'm cool, chill individual. Everybody want to be cool. You know what I'm saying? Have a good time. I'm about what I'm about. You about what you about. Hopefully those things coincide today. Don't it's all good, homie. Cause my name means peace. I really am like that generally, bro. So, but the book, Ego is the Enemy, man, it's been helping me crazy because the thing is, the guy Ryan, he breaks down all of these different great monumental leaders that we've seen over time, right? And how some of them got derailed from their throne based off of their ego. And how when they finally turned over a new leaf of just gratitude and not being self-centered and not responding to people based off your ego, but actually how you feel and how you think, bro, it set them free and they reach higher heights to where they end up being immortal, right? We know these people like a Malcolm X. We know them for a lifetime, right? You know, what other people were he was explaining? Socrates and all these other different monumental names. Like, bro, I don't know. I don't even know what Socrates looked like, but I know the name and I know the story. This guy forever immortalized, bro, for something he did back in like, I don't know when. Was it BC? I don't know. It was crazy. It was a long time ago when basically they ain't had Nikes. You know what I'm saying? That's a long time for me. So it's like, bro, like all those things are super dope. Like, and you just gotta be open, right? Because that book is triggering if you're not open. And I wasn't when I first started reading it. I felt so attacked by that book. I swear, I felt like that guy was writing about me, like just how you feel about certain things. I'm like, yo, how I reacted in life and all that kind of stuff. Like all these things was like crazy. But once I really settled in and was like, Salim, are you going to be the best version of yourself? Yes or no? We all got choices. And the main choice is either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. All that other fluff in between, long conversations and all that, ain't nothing. Either you gonna do it or you not. Either you gonna stay or you not. Either you gonna, you know what I'm saying? Either you gonna fight or you gonna run. Like, that's where I'm at. And all the trying to figure out things in between, none of that. What we doing? Yes or no? You know what I'm saying? One or two, right? And so that books break that down. And it makes life so much simpler. It does. Salim, are you gonna be a good father or are you not? Right? Which I am, you know what I'm saying? And I 100% vow to that, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, are you going to be a good son or are you not? Are you going to be a good brother or are you not? Are you going to be a good friend or you not? And those things are very valuable and important to me. And especially in this stage in my life. And so these are things that I'm choosing. And that book helped me out tenfold, man. It's been crazy. So reading that book helped me with that. Just being accountable for my actions and what I do. I only can control me, right? Something very key that one of my managers back when I was working at Coca-Cola told me all the time is Stephanie Little. She said this, Salim, control the controllables. And that's what we got to do in life, y'all. We got to control the controllables. And you know one thing, without a shadow of a doubt that you can control is yourself. I can control me. You can control you. It doesn't matter if somebody else is a jerk. Let them be a jerk by themselves. It doesn't matter if somebody's being unreasonable. Let them be unreasonable for them by themselves. That has nothing to do with you. You control you. How you respond to them is on you, right? That's just what it is. And I'm choosing to always respond because I think, especially depending on the relationship, I think people are immature when somebody says something and of of something that you may not agree with, you don't respond. You're a child, right? But I think that just responding simple of, I think we should go this way and that's it. Right? And then trying to find a happy medium in between that. I think those are what real adults do. If that doesn't happen, then you know what you're dealing with and who you're dealing with, right? I think, in my opinion, that's just being real. But I would never respond to somebody being I don't know. I don't know. Somebody that's not there yet, and you can clearly tell that by just choices, that I'm not ever going to give them the satisfaction of me responding out of anger or getting an uproar out of me ever again. Like, that's just, I'm done with that. I'm done with people having control over my emotions. You can't control me. You know what I'm saying? My main thing, and I always said that I don't like feeling control. And my old mindset and my old me was letting people control me. And that's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm me. I control me, bro. Like, you do whatever you need to do. I'm gonna do this though. You feel me? If you with the ride, cool. If you not, see ya. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really where I'm at. And that's good. It's so uplifting, bro. Like, and it's not me being a jerk. I'm still very compromising. I'm still very uh seeing if both parties can agree. But at the same time, I'm nobody's do boy. I'm not doing anything that somebody wants me to do and also don't show me respect. Like, we're not doing that. And I think that's what really it is, because at first I was thinking of it from an ego standpoint. Ain't nobody talking to me the way they're going to talk to me. That was bad. So that was bad, bro. That was bad. That was a bad way to think, because they'll make me blow up. They'll make me do things and say things that wasn't even in my real character. This is somebody else's ego. It's like somebody else is talking for me, moving my hands, moving my body. Even my heart posture was off because of ego. Now this is Salim. So if I'm disagreeing with you, it's because from a logical, loving place, that does not make sense for me, right? And I'm taking care of me. So in return, I need you to understand that I'm coming from a space of love. I'm coming from a space of equality, because that's a big word nowadays, right? Equality. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming from both parties can get what they need to get. But I'm not nobody do boy. And that's not it. And I'm standing on my ground. And anybody that has to get exiled for that is fine. I'm fine with that. I need peace, right? I want peace. I need peace. It's great. So no egos involved with that. It's just, I'm just being me. I'm being fine with everything. And I'm okay with everything. And I'm accepting of things that I cannot control. And that's the most important. I'm not trying to control anything or anybody. I'm just controlling Salim Collins, right? And 50% of Noni and Nas right now. And when I say 50%, because, you know, they have another parent as well. So, like, I want to make sure that my half of being a parent is rock solid, right? And that's just being real. And I'm being so vulnerable right now, but it is what it is. I just want to be the best parent that I can be for my children. That's it. Do my job. You know what I'm saying? And do it well with no ego involved. Just teaching them the lessons that I've learned so they don't have to go through hardships and stuff that their dad went through because of his ego, right? Or because of his discernment. You know what I'm saying? Picking people that ain't supposed to be picked in his life. And, you know what I'm saying? Having friends that's supposed to be close to you and realizing that you've seen flaws in them and you should have moved them far away a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Or family members that you let in very close to you and you know that they meant nothing good from you, right? Or, you know, all of these different things. I want my kids to learn that. I want my kids to learn that walking into a room and speaking is valuable. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these soft skills. I don't want my kids to be them, this new generation of kids that I've noticed that, like, they don't know how to talk. It's people in my generation that don't know how to talk. It's people in my mom in them generation, my grandma in them generation don't know how to express themselves, right? And have a grown-up conversation. Everybody thinks that they should be in these little huddles and not talk or talk amongst their little group. Like, have the conversation like an adult. You know what I'm saying? I think that's valuable. And I want my children to understand that. Like, conflict is not a bad thing, right? conflict resolution, right? It's a resolution after that. But something has to be met. A conversation has to be had. There have to be agreements and disagreements for things to be in unison, right? And I think that's ideal, right? I think that is, right? And so that's just honestly where I'm at. Just and the other thing is I don't even know where we at in time. What am I at time? Oh yeah, for sure. Um, like also I think too, just to wrap it up, one of the things that I also want to talk about too is just get closer to God in my closing. Like I think it's very important that you got to get closer to God. Like my relationship with God has blossomed uh, in this state that I'm in, and I think honestly the main reason for it is because I had nothing else. Like when I say your whole life crashes down, everything that you thought that was for you and everything that was secure and everything that you only knew literally gets ripped from you. You have you have nowhere to look but up. Like what's John used to learn all the time? Head bloody but unbowed type vibe. Like it was that. So it's one of those things where it's like you gotta understand that life is gonna do what it's gonna do, and seek God, man. It's valuable for you. Um, and if anybody comes in and comes out of your life, one thing that won't ever come out of your life is your uh, relationship with God. It's anywhere and everywhere, and it'll never quit on you. You know, so like just say that. Crush your ego. Be very vulnerable with yourself. Take accountability and trust God. Until the next time, it's Celine Collins. It's Truly Helpful, the podcast. And remember, go out today after you hear this and go help somebody because it's all about